Okay, so we have to share this with the audience, what you were just telling me. Do you have a producer funnel, a beat selling funnel, anything like that?
No funnel. Nope.
Are you using any paid ads? Do you have any paid marketing out in the atmosphere?
Nope. No ads.
How much money were you averaging per month earlier this year by selling beats online?
Man, I want to say like 150, 200, maybe a month, maybe.
How much have you made in the last 60 days?
Like over 3 grand.
We got to talk about that.
As beat makers and producers, we're told constantly that the market's oversaturated. We'll never do this as a career, that we might as well just keep that day job and do this as a side hustle till eventually we lose interest. That's what I've been told, that's what you've been told, and that's what Atden's been told. My student went only making a couple $100s a month, if lucky, selling beats online. We turned it around, got organized, and understand the marketing psychology behind selling beats online and becoming a successful music producer. But I'm going to share his story, take some notes, get inspired.
All right, guys, as promised, here with Trevor, aka Atden, very talented producer, mix engineer, vlogger over on YouTube. But I'll let him introduce himself. He has a lot to say. So, what's up, man? I appreciate you joining me.
What's good? What's good?
Hey,
Yeah, it's actually it's just crazy for you to ask me to be on here because before I joined the program, I was watching I was watching like everyone, especially if it had to do with a music producer. I would watch all your one-on-one sessions. So thank you for letting me be on here, man. For real.
No, it's an honor for me to be able to feature you. Like we've talked about for months, man. It's like, my journey in this entire thing and being able to be a part of yours just to try to help you move forward a little bit faster, as I say in a lot of YouTube videos, it's awesome being able to see your progression, man. So why don't you officially introduce yourself? I probably butchered it. Where are you from? What do you go by? What kind of music do you produce? All that good stuff.
Yep.
How long you been making music? Why don't you share that with the audience?
So my producer name is Atden. Some people say Atden, which is cool. But my actual name is Trevor. I'm from Buffalo, New York, born and raised here. But really what got me into music, well, I was always surrounded by music growing up. My mom was actually in a jazz band. It was a cool little jazz band in Buffalo. It's called Ladies First. It was an all ladies band. So I think I was always surrounded by music growing up, but I never thought about doing music.
Wow.
And then I really got into music probably in high school, around like junior year, senior year. I got really into hip hop, like old school hip hop. Tribe, like
yeah, man. I was just about to ask you, who are you listening to?
Tribe, Madlib, MF Doom, De La Soul, like Fire, like pretty much all the old school stuff. I wasn't even listening. I thought mainstream was like evil and shit. Like
yeah.
You know what I mean?
You listen to like KRS-One and some Wu-Tang?
Hella KRS-One. Not much as into Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
I listened to them, but I was more of a Tribe kind of like soft. You know what I mean? Just like that kind of stuff. Like
yeah, man,
jazzy.
like Silk the Shocker.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. But yeah, just into that. Yep.
And how did you get into making beats? Because I know, you and I listened to a lot of hip hop as a nerdy little white kid in central Wisconsin, listening to, a bunch of, Cash Money and No Limit and stuff like that. But it was really like the crunk movement in the early 2000s that got me into producing. What got you into producing?
I think I was always so before I even got into producing, when I was listening to like what I was just saying, like Madlib and all. Madlib is probably one of my favorite producers, and I've always listened. I think I was more into the instrumental tapes than like actual rhymes and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to say like I started thinking about it probably like in 2010, 2011. Even maybe a little bit after that, like when I got out of high school. But I really got into it in 2013. I didn't start it yet, but I was like I remember like one summer I just I think I like cracked FL or whatever. But
yeah, sure. That
like
was many moons ago. I don't hold it against you.
Yeah, like I did that. I didn't touch it though for the summer. I maybe like tried messing around with it, but it was just too much for me at the time. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get back to this. And I think 2014 is when I just started really. I was in my apartment in Buffalo, like in the Elmwood Village or whatever, like, and I just started messing around with it, and then I just didn't stop. You know what I mean? I was obsessed with it.
Yeah, man, I can relate, man. That's how I was when I first got Reason way back in the day. I mean, I was probably producing 10 years before you were. Man, I'm old, but I was.
I'm about to turn 28, and I'm feeling old as hell. So,
man. In the next episode of As the World Turns, we have Atden eating Flutie Flakes playing.
No, we got the if you're a Buffalo Bills fan, we got the Josh Jacks or whatever they got.
Oh, man. You got all sorts of breakfast cereal up there. But anyway, so how long have you been producing and actually selling beats online? Like, when did you make your debut to offering your products, your beats, your instrumentals to the world online? Like, what did that look like? How did you start?
Well, I feel like I was always uploading my beats, even when I first started. Like, I uploaded them on SoundCloud, but I wasn't really focusing on selling them. Okay. I want to say I got really serious about it, or not even serious. Let's just say like the first time I uploaded on a beat store, I used to use TrackTrain. So that was, man, I think I started 2015, like just started uploading them, I wasn't really expecting anything out of it. I was just like, let me just see, like someone might buy it. And I remember my first sale, I think it was off TrackTrain, like for like $35 for like a lease beat or something like that.
But you still remember how you felt the first time you sold
it? Yeah. I remember telling my girlfriend, I was like, yo, look, I sold a beat. Like, it's my first beat or whatever.
That's
I don't
awesome,
know if she remembers that, but
hey, I can remember the first time I ever sold a beat, man. The first time I ever sold a beat was on MySpace.
Oh, like, wow.
MySpace. Dang,
MySpace.
The first online beat was because of MySpace. I had sold a couple to some local people, but anyway, going from 2015 to now, right? When did you see your sales start picking up a little bit more consistently to where you're like, you know what, even though I love producing as a hobby and something that I'm super passionate about, when did you kind of make the switch into saying, you know what, I think I could make this into a career one day?
Probably the next year after that, like when I uploaded to TrackTrain, I think like 2016. Okay. Then that's when I like started really being serious about it. Okay. I like started uploading on YouTube, tried to do it, or no, I didn't do it daily at that time. I was trying to do it every other day because I had a day job or whatever. Sure. And I was doing it every other day. And then like even till this day, I'm like, I love making beats, but I'm super into like going into like SEO, like on YouTube, and like trying to figure out like, okay, like how can I market this, like just all that stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think, yeah.
We've talked about it. You and I are kind of alike when it comes to kind of being marketing engineers, in the sense of like, show me statistics, show me numbers, show me analytics, and I can kind of make heads and tails of it. So when did you start going heavy on YouTube? So you started uploading here and there in 2015, 2016 comes a lot more consistent. You saw a future in it. You saw that YouTube was a platform to get your name on, to start building. Like, when did it kind of pull you into starting to get feedback and starting to get sales from 2015? What does that look like?
I think like, because I'm still uploading a lot of beats, but I started getting a lot more feedback. Maybe like I started noticing like my numbers starting to go up, at least with like plays and everything like that. Probably like 6 months in. Okay. And I was just like, holy shit. Okay. Like people are they're really vibing to this. You know what I mean? And I started noticing that it was working when more artists from Buffalo start hitting me up. Yeah. Like that. I wouldn't reach out really, to be honest. And they would see my stuff on YouTube. And then I was like, okay, there's some like potential in this. You know what I mean? Like,
for sure.
There's something that can be getting out of this just from uploading on YouTube?
Yeah, and obviously you saw it early. You know, there's obviously other producers that were selling probably type beats and this type of thing on YouTube, but you jumped into the ring and said, you know what, I have something unique to offer, and let's see how it goes if I'm serious about it, and kind of try to do things the right way. But going from 2016 to now 2020, getting to the point where you're averaging a few $100s a month selling beats, as we mentioned in the intro of this video, what was kind of the catalyst? What made you think like, I'm making a little bit, but there has to be more? Like, what did that look like? Because I don't want to speak for you, but like, you got to a point where you're making more sales than maybe somebody that's just getting started, but then you see guys ahead of you that are making way more. What was your, because you said earlier that you were watching some of my videos, which I appreciate, but what made you think, hey, I need to figure this out a little bit more. I need to figure out the missing piece? Or what did you think?
Well, I'm going to be honest, and I kind of hate when, this is kind of off topic, but I kind of hate when, especially bigger producers, they never thought about quitting.
Yeah.
To me, I was at a point when I'm like, dude, I don't know if I can, like you said, I was at a point where I was making money, but not a crazy amount of money. Like I was making maybe 100 here, like 200 here, and that's like monthly. And I was just like, I don't know. I was literally like, talk to my girl. I'm like, I don't know if I could. I've been thinking about quitting a little bit. I don't know, or like maybe not making beats, but maybe helping out artists or something like that.
Sure.
But like you said, I was watching you, Curtis King, mainly you and Curtis King.
Okay.
Before
shout
I
out
quit
to Curtis King.
Dude, shout out to Curtis King too.
Yeah.
That's my boy. But I was watching your guys' videos, like when I was at my job, like I was in a phone,
like a call
like
center?
phone help, like a call center, and I would be in between calls, listening to you guys, trying to get as much information as possible, for real. Like, and I would just, for anyone out there, like definitely I'm in a position right now where I am making, to me, it's at least part-time. But if you need that money, don't quit your job. Like you gotta, especially if you have bills. I'm in a situation where I don't really have to pay a crazy amount of bills or anything like that. But I know how that feels though too. Everyone knows how you feel, like, damn, like, okay, I'm getting a little bit of money from this. I'm trying to get as much information, but you know, you hit a wall and you don't know what else to do. You can only get so much from YouTube and stuff. So
yeah, man. And you know, Trevor is part of the program. Trevor knows the Sell Music Masterclass curriculum. He and I have had extensive conversations. You know, Trevor is in my mentorship program. And so we have the one-on-one ability to kind of work together. But one thing that I wanted to talk to you about is, you said you watched a ton of YouTube content, whether it be me, 80 different guys, what have you. And you're trying to find the path. You're trying to find guidance, something that's going to deliver you to the result that you are hoping for. You reached out to me. We had a long conversation about the expectations, what I thought you could achieve, what I could and could not provide to you through my programs. And you made the leap. And being somebody that's very familiar with the YouTube content, what do you feel is different? First and foremost, is there a difference? Because a lot of people are saying, like, why would I sign up for any of your programs, Adam? I already watch, tens or dozens of your videos. Like, tell the people kind of your experience, the YouTube stuff versus the actual program curriculum.
I feel like first off, like with the YouTube videos, they are all your YouTube videos are like awesome. But the one thing is that I feel like with your YouTube videos, it's more of a like motivational, like, it can like boost your spirits in a way. Like you might give a little strategy here and there, but a lot of your videos are just like, hey, like, just work like harder. Basics, work harder, like something like basic just to get you out of that slump type of stuff.
Sure.
But with your program, it's more of an actual strategy laid in place. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean, because I made
this. Yeah. Like when it comes to content on YouTube, when it comes to like reaching out to people, when it comes, like it's just way more in depth than YouTube. You know what I mean? So And
Yeah, man.
of course the one-on-one, like that's honestly, so that's what got me. You know what I mean? Like if I could talk to this guy, like whenever I need a question, and it could be something little, it can be something, you know.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. I think a lot of people out there think that they can get all of the answers on YouTube. In fact, I have some critics that are like, you're not teaching anything special behind a paywall. And this, I mean, there's always going to be people that are cynical or skeptical. And, you know, the stories I hear about people getting ripped off make my heart go out to them. I always got to stay empathetic to that, because there's a lot of people that jump at the first sign of hope without doing their due diligence, and then they get ripped off. And then of course they're going to feel like everybody else is out to get them. But with your experience, has there ever been a time where you've reached out to me and I wasn't there for you, or you asked a question and I didn't answer it?
There was a couple times, but you were going through stuff. Like you had like a arm surgery and shit like that, you know, but
but I got back to you. Come on, man. It's not like I just
what I'm saying is that you're very responsive with any of my questions, you know, unless like something crazy was going on. Like,
fair enough. Okay, hold on. I'm going to talk over you for a second there, Trevor. In case you're watching this, if I ever have another shoulder surgery, I'm sorry if it took a couple days to get back to you. This freaking guy over here.
That's understandable, man.
Oh, Adam, you were in a coma. You know, it took 2 days to get back to me. You're killing me, man. You were, dude, like, I got a lot out of you, for real. Like, you gave me, like, maybe you gave me some answers that I didn't want to hear, but I needed to hear it. You know what I mean? Like, and that can make the difference. You know, if you're susceptible to listening to that, that can make a huge difference. And let's talk about, you know, earlier in the call and before we started recording, you told me that now in the last 2 months, you've surpassed $2,000, close to $3,000. Is that accurate?
Yep. Feels good too.
Hell yeah, man. I'm proud of you. On top of that, you don't have a producer funnel or a beat selling funnel. You have no paid ads anywhere. You're not running Facebook ads or YouTube ads or Instagram ads, nothing like that, right? You know, you're not spending 40 hours a week doing this. I mean, relatively, it's more so doing things the right way with more efficiencies, like we always talk about. But now with the processes, with the understanding of marketing psychology, with what you've put in place and we've put into place together, do you think that this is going to make a long-term impact on everything you do moving forward as you scale your business?
100%. 100%. Like it comes, I think what really is going to get me even more successful is just, what really helped me was like really getting to know my followers and stuff, and like trying like the best like customer support. Like you always got to be there. You get like, they have any questions, like you got to answer it. I don't know, like I feel like I was always decent at it, but you definitely got more out of me, you know, through all this, throughout the system. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Trevor and I had some deep conversations and breakdowns on the way he was communicating with his following, his fans, how he was converting followers to fans, how he was presenting his goods and services in the form of beats and that sort of thing. Even talking about the art of the sale, kind of, right? And I think that's the Donald Trump book. I'm not referencing that book. I'm talking about just don't be like leaving negative comments on this video. This is not political. But what I'm getting at is sometimes we have a good product, a really, really good product, maybe even a great product with our beats, our instrumentals, services, hook writing, anything. But it's hard to ask for money. I mean, is that accurate? It's hard to go out and close the sale because, you know, it's such a weird thing to talk about with other people as we're talking about art and we're talking about a craft that we're all trying to get better at. So, you know, our conversations a lot of the time we're like, hey, this is again, marketing psychology. This is the way to really go about closing more beat sales, talking to the same people. It's just the language that you're using. It's the way and the phrasing and the conversational flow. And that's had a big impact on you, hasn't it?
Yes. Like that. I think that's one of the major things you helped me out with. It was a huge difference. You know what I mean? After you gave me some tips and all that stuff, like really the approach matters. And I feel like I was always scared for asking for money. Like I thought it was always awkward and stuff, but you don't want to be pushy with it, of course, but you just, if you want to have a successful business, you have to make some type of money from it, and like it has to go back into the business and all that stuff. So like, yeah, that definitely helped me out with that.
Hell yeah, man. So going from a couple $100s a month on average, feeling like, and I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but going from a couple $100s a month, feeling like there really isn't any light at the end of the tunnel, feeling like what you're doing just isn't working on a scale that you're seeing all these other big shots, right? Who's saying like, I made $1,000 here, $2,000 there. And now as we talk, you're sitting in your home studio, making $2,000-$3,000 in just a couple months, just with minor tweaks. Do you think that you would have had that revelation or that evolution in your business if you hadn't decided to take that leap and join the program?
I think it would have taken a lot longer. You know what I mean? I was actually listening, I forgot what podcast, and this guy, I think he's a bigger name, nothing like crazy, but like he's known for like selling beats.
Sure.
But he talks about programs like this. Like, yeah, you can read like a manual of how to sell beats, and like it could take you, I don't know, it could take you a year to read it or something. Like it's just a huge manual, but having someone there to tell you like, hey, skip chapter 2, go to 3, look at section blank, I think that's what you helped me out with. Yeah. Just having someone to like guide you a little bit better. Like, I feel like maybe I could have figured it out, but it would have just taken longer. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, when you sign up for a program, when you sign up to work with a coach or a mentor, whatever title they want to put on themselves, it's all about kind of bypassing the mistakes that they've made, and they teach you and work around those. So like I even say on my YouTube channel, here to help you go further, faster. Right? It's not about just giving you these magic these magic pills, right? Because you know me, if there's one thing that I would want out of a testimonial from any of my students is that Adam teaches foundational marketing that works. He doesn't teach any gray area, shady marketing, follow, unfollow, like that type of stuff. And what you've done, let's not even talk about the program, what you've done within the time together, within the last few months has been really, really impressive. You've put in a lot of work. You've been consistent. And one thing I did want to talk about while I have you on this call is where your Instagram was before you started, what your mindset was around the way you were going about it versus when you flipped that switch, when we started shifting the types of content that you were posting, and how that had effect on your business. Do you mind sharing that?
Oh my God. I mean, some of you guys watching might know me. My thing's getting... Some of you guys watching might know me because of my memes. Like I was starting, it's kind of crazy. Like I started my memes last fall, and from that time to when I stopped, I got like maybe 4K followers from the memes, which is awesome. It's cool, but I learned from it. It's like a lot of those people that are following me are just there for the memes. Like some of them had no clue that I make music. You know what I mean? So sure. I think posting, like your content really does matter. Like if you're posting, memes are cool and stuff, but what you taught me is to make more of a personal brand and, get people to know you as a person and get more trust into you. Like, okay, you just want to make them feel like you're their buddy. You know what I mean? Not, but you know what I mean? Just like,
it's all about the like, no trust, man. I mean,
exactly.
they want to know who they're buying from. They want to know whose hand they're putting their money into if they choose to do business with you. Exactly. And so, when I first started working with Trevor, I kind of was a little bit harsh on him. I'm like, look, because he, like, let's just be real. When we first talked, first time ever, Trevor's like, man, these memes are working. I have like a ton of likes. And I'm like, well, where's the comments?
Exactly.
Where's the engagement? Yeah. Do they know you even sell beats? You're complaining that you can't sell beats, but you're doing memes.
I think the engagement was cool, but it was like the wrong engagement.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's like this dude, they're there for the memes. I actually got a lot of people that unfollowed me for that, which I'm glad. Like,
yeah, because now they're targeted followers that, you're slowly converting into fans. And those are people that are genuinely interested in you, not just, like, oh, that's hilarious. Oh, give me
Yeah.
more funny, man. Like, it's actually about you as a brand and what you represent. And don't get me wrong, we've talked about, you can mix those in.
Yeah, I
but
was gonna say I'm a funny, I think I'm a funny guy, but
no, you're not.
you
You're not
don't
funny.
like you just don't want to. You can be funny, but you gotta like, especially if you're trying to make your own business and stuff, you gotta they gotta know what you actually do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not just that funny guy.
And that's the thing, man. You can infuse your personality, but if the comedy is your brand, then it's real hard to go back from that. When you do want to have a serious conversation about the money, when you do want to have, all of a sudden they're like, aren't you the meme guy? You're just supposed to be funny, man.
Yeah. You like, that can hurt you. You know what I mean? Like, content, all that content matters. You know what I mean? So
yeah, man. So closing out 2020, it's been a crazy year, but you're on an upward trajectory. You finished the last 2 months hella strong, pushing through. We don't have to talk about what you plan on closing 2020 out with, unless you want to talk about your goals for the end of the year financially.
Financially, I think it's just being consistent, like following up with people that bought from me, building that email list. We talked about that, like how to engage with your email list. But one of the things is what I'm trying to get better at or like improve is my content. And I was just telling you, like, I just got like this drum machine that I never use, or like a sequencer. So I'm going to try to like make some cool content out of that and get to learn it too. You know what I mean? So
yeah, when you can experiment and you can take your followers, your fans along for the ride, and they can see you kind of start from square one as you get better, you might end up selling it or breaking it. But then somebody 2 years from now could say like, yo, like I started following you when you had that thing and the light stopped working.
Oh my God. I love when people like mention that. When people are like, oh, because I used to do more beat making videos like on Instagram, like, dude, I see you growing like since you did this. That's definitely a good feeling to have.
100%, man. So moving forward into the next 6 months, 12 months, you were telling me before we hit record that you're planning on kind of upgrading your home studio and moving forward. Like, what does that look like? What is Atden as a brand, Trevor? What does that look like in the next 6 to 12 months?
Oh man, definitely cooler vlogs inside this boring, dark looking dungeon room. But yeah, like me and my girl are planning to get the basement redone. Like, I definitely want to keep up. I've been really slacking with the vlogs. I gotta be honest, but like, I'm excited to do more vlogging and like more, maybe, I know it's, you can't really travel crazy or like do a lot of cool stuff, but like, traveling vlogs and, maybe even meet up with artists, maybe do some of that type of stuff. But, I kind of go with the flow at the same time too. Like I'll write down stuff that I want to do, but sometimes the idea just sparks and I just start doing that. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we're creatives, and as creatives, it's just like a lot of times you'll be in the middle of a project and forget to eat, and then other times you're in the middle of a project and then you forget which project you started on because you're three away from where you started, just because all the ideas just never stop, especially when you're in the zone when it comes to new stuff. But anyway, man, I appreciate you taking time to join me and talk about your journey. Dude. Tell people where they can find you. I'm going to put all your links in the description box below, but where can people find your stuff, man?
I would say I'm probably the most active, if you want to get to know me better, on Instagram, but I'm on I'm everything Atden pretty much.
Okay. I'll put that up on the screen too.
Yeah. Like I have SoundCloud, I have DistroKid, all my stuff's on like iTunes, Spotify, all my music. Which is a cool app, I don't know if you know about, but it's called Rap Chat. Have you heard of?
I have not heard. I know about Rap Snacks.
These dad jokes, man. Come on. No, but it's no, but it's like, it's an app. You can upload beats on there and people can just record from their phone, like from their earpiece or whatever. Like,
oh, cool. Send me a beat right now. I want to record a freestyle.
Atden on there. Atden on there. But yeah, just every social media is just Atden and stuff.
Yeah, and I'll have all of his links in the description box below. Man, I appreciate you spending some time with me, just chopping it up, telling people about the story and your experiences, tolerating me. I'm just kidding, working together to kind of help you move forward. I'm really proud of your progress, man. I think you're just getting started, as we always talk about. And, we're going to have to do an update video in a year or two to show people where you're at and show people that studio after it's updated. Kind of. Man. Anyway, man, let's shoot it back to the studio. And hey, Trevor, I appreciate your time, man.
I appreciate you, man, for real.
We'll talk soon.
Now, if you've been looking for a real conversation, that's what I delivered. This isn't luck. This isn't some type of smoke and mirrors BS. This is a system that can work for Atden, can work for you, it worked for me, it worked for the countless other students that are in my programs. If you're interested in getting my help one-on-one or joining my Sell Music Masterclass, I have a link in the description box below, somewhere up on the screen. Go to sellmusic.com, and I want to help you. I want your story to be the next student spotlight.
Welcome to the Sell Music Masterclass, where we give you, the creator, proven advanced strategies with actionable tactics and techniques to help you monetize your music and develop a powerful online brand. With your instructions.